will just freaking kind of go away, and we can make the earth how we want it, right?
It is pretty.
Anybody? Wow, that's just wow. And I changed the title of hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Just telling Mom that the sky is so gorgeous. I almost want to take the computer outside and show people.
There's no blue.
The rain's coming, so that probably wouldn't be very smart. Huh. The dogs are all fired up. There's storm in the air. There's all that electricity in the air when storm. I love it. They scare me. I respect storms as much as I respect the ocean. They both scare the crap. You know. But I learned a lot of valuable life lessons from both of those. You know, powerful. This source, Holy Spirit, God, Creator, whatever drives us. You know, I had a cool conversation. Get up there. Good dog. He needs an escort. His brothers are mean to him. His predental's tomorrow and Luna's too. I got a knock on the door today, which doesn't happen real often. Every now and again. And my neighbor was standing out the door. I respect his privacy, so I won't mention his name. It's a good guy. Come on, Tuck. You need up there too, bud? Good dog. Good dog. And he had this microphone in his hand. And I was like, oh wow! And he shared with me how he came across, because I told him I did videos. It was just in conversation, you know, kind of thing. But he saw where I made a comment on Facebook, and then went to my page and saw where I shared videos and watched a couple, and wanted to give this to me because he thought what I was doing was pretty cool. Isn't that nice? You know, I had a good day. I had more of that stuff happen. I got to be of use today. I mean, every day I do useful things, but I don't really get to feel useful, you know. I don't go to work anymore, so to speak. So, my friend, who I rent from here, she got a new job. And she, yesterday was like her first day. She trained she had man, a lot of people are just going through it. That's how I know, because so many people are going through stuff. She was down, you know, and I think training in Albuquerque or Santa Fe. Albuquerque, I think that's like an hour and a half. So it was like a ways, right? And her motor mounts on her car went out. And she had enough freaking know-how-ness. Intuitivity. I can never say that word. It's one of those words. It doesn't. I gotta look at it. Intuitivity. Nah, that ain't it. No, it's innovate. She was being in. I'll just use a synonym to get so I don't get stuck and pissed. She was very innovative, and she freaking took sticks and freaking jammed them in where the motor mounts were. And that was enough to get her at least to the mechanics, you know? I wish I would have known that. Oh, I don't think she has AAA or anything. And she was too far. I would have driven down just to freaking let her use my AAA if I would have known about it. I just would have put on the Long Meyer disc, season 6. So anyway, she started this new job. And she was having trouble printing, and I was like, all right, let me feed the dogs, and I'll be down in as soon as I can. And so about 30 minutes later, I walk in, and I'm playing, you know, and I even swapped out printers, and I'm like, the one printer didn't have any connectivity, the lights weren't blinking, you know, and so I'm there for probably about a half hour, you know, and stuff, and I'm like, well, let me try the other. Well, okay. Short story long, because that's what I do. The printer was dropped, something jammed, so it only recognized the top feed. So I put paper in the top feed, and she was ready to go, you know. And I'm like, I like how I never done Uber or any car service or something like or anything like that, but evidently, because on an episode of Longmire, there's a episode where, anyway, first ride's free kind of thing. Well, like, because I got a lot of things that I can bring to the table in the community, you know. My tech IT skills are but one of them. I was fiercely independent. I've always been fiercely independent. I taught myself how to ride a bike when I was 3 or 4 years old. And not only did I do that, because I got the bike and when they gave it to me, it had training wheels on it, and I didn't want any baby I don't want baby training wheels. I'm not a baby. I don't need baby wheels. So I went in the garage and got a wrench and took off the training wheels. I always did things my own self. You know? A big important part of my life journey is that this divine crazy web of non-randomness, driven and guided by some source people recognize as different, you know, and how they connect to that source is based on the frequency of which you vibe. And a lot of times people keep their vibrational frequency low with things that they do. I could, I might. You know, and a lot of, you know, but what I found that the better I am to my soul sac, the higher I vibrate. When I vibrate at a higher frequency, I get more data that's useful to me, so to speak. I become aligned with more things like, you know, I like Right On Radio's Sunday morning show that they do with Jessie Zaboter. Now, to me, Jessie Zaboter is a very significant human being. She is being heard. You know, a lot of this darkness that I'd say freaking, I don't know. If you ain't been touched by it, the darkness of this world, then you would ignore it, or you have and you just blocked it out completely and don't believe that it exists. Well, those two things are gonna merge with exponentially with the quickness here pretty quick, you know. And so you know, people were coming to a point. I don't care if I'm in a high stress situation kind of thing, and I, you know, kind of like if the world was ending, I would just drop out and start meditating. I just be like, I'm going out, you know, I'll beat you there kind of thing, you know what I mean? You know? I love having conversations with other people. Today, that was talking to my neighbor was so cool because I got to communicate with another human being that thinks like me. And just like Jessie Zaboter, as long as I know that these people exist, because I've been looking for these people for 47 years, and we drop on each other's radar, and it's never the right time, and it's not, there's always, you know, so I continue on my path, and, you know, and a lot of that path has been trudging the road to happy destiny, never really finding it. And I walk outside and I look at the sky around me, and that brings a peace to me. It does. One of which I have not experienced for extended periods of time ever. And so what I want to do when I do these videos is let people know that if you're having a hard time wherever you are, I can relate to you. And there are silver linings on the clouds. There are. It's a beautiful thing. The synchronicities are pretty on point today. My brother we might not like hang out and chop it up. But still, he's got one of the best personalities of any other sense of humor. Because smart people, man, they're just, they fired like quick, you know. And he's a funny guy. Because I just found out I was like 43% Scottish. And I was like, well, that explains my freaking fondness for plaid. Because I've been mad for plaid since I was a little girl. I've always liked plaid. And he's like, yeah, and my fondness for Scotch and Sean Connery. He likes, isn't that funny, Ma? He's a funny guy, huh? Maybe he'll come out and visit. They came out here one time and see, I don't know, I think he got in. At Roswell. Because, like, in the freaking guard, it's easier to get clearance for stuff like that. And clearance, you know what clearance means? Hey, is this guy cool? Yeah? Okay, let him in. That's what fucking clearance is. It's all who's in charge and how they feel that day. That's why I was like, when I enlisted, I was like, what? I wanted rules and regulations and standards and policies and, you know, I wanted that. And nope. So, what I did find is consistency within myself. That's the only place that I kept looking on the outside world for things that were consistent. That's because I wasn't consistent. My personality is, you know, I'm kind of vast. I got a lot of interests and stuff like that. Astrology being one of them. And it was really cool. But I took a screenshot of it today. I get these, there it is, these daily things, and sometimes I read them, sometimes I don't. A lot of times, the way, like, the planets line up, the energies are really just, I mean, most days are, I mean, come on, we live the same day over and over. Pretty much, you know? I mean, with variances, but, yeah. Anyway, so, I read it this morning, and this is what it said, a very lucky day for making plans or decisions and finding your way through just about any problem you may discover. You feel successful and able to cope. Good advice from a guide or older person may be forthcoming. A good day. And I construed that as the conversation that I had with my neighbor. That was pretty cool. 'Cause I love talking to different people because I can get different perspectives. I think a lot of different ways. But there's still so many ways that which I don't think. And I love communicating and connecting with other human beings because I see the value in what they can contribute. Whether I agree with it or not, everybody adds value. You know? Unfortunately, I'm a hothead and I don't always react like that. I don't. We live and learn. We live and learn. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, you know. It's like a library of life I always looked at, you know. I always looked at life, you know, and then, okay, well, you didn't read the lessons in that, you know. And it's choose your own adventure all the way. And it's just so weird to see the stifling reality in which people have created. It's stifling. They've just created this. They're like all entombed and get to hide because nobody wants anybody to see who they really are. And, well, some of us, we see right through you. We know who you are. I can help people get to where they want to be. You know? I want to see, I watched The German in Venice Beach or something like that. And, they're like doing all these things to clean up. Like, I'm skeptical though. I worry. I want to know where the people are going that they're freaking wiping off the streets. You know what I mean? I mean, the cities are supposed to find them, but I don't know. But I'm suspicious because there's shadow and everything, and there's so many dark systems. I mean, I think that the systems like that, like Skid Row and stuff, and those kind of things were, you know, created just because, like, trying to get anybody on the phone or get any kind of assistance anywhere it's a nightmare. So I think a lot of those are created just so people could literally feed off the system. And a fine example of that, speaking of feeding off the system, Key Jin just put out a video a little while ago with that Cox chick. I never really liked her from when they pulled her on stage on the Bruce Springsteen video. Anyway, that was a long time ago. She was bored and went to the dentist and then had fangs put in. I don't have. Doesn't look like I have fangs, do I? No, but she straight up freaking, she was bored, so she went to the, because people have that much, they got so much money to piss away. They do stupid shit like that. It's just so weird, man. What the ego drives people to do. What the ego drives people to do, I tell you what. You know? And I speak from experience, because I'm Aries Sun. You know, my ego can get out of control like that. Boom, boom, boom. I always got to keep it in check. They're important. I understand the necessity of them. I do, absolutely. People couldn't do stuff without it. They wouldn't got no moxie. Anyway. So, today was a good day. I got to be of use, of the service. You know? And then, have a pretty cool conversation with the guy next door. You know? Like-minded human being. You know? And it's just comforting, because going out, and it so coincides with the planetary alignments right now. It so does, because people, you know, I think it's Magali, I think she's the one that says, like, get to know your neighbors. I think she's the one that's been saying that a lot. I think, cat's starting to run around. There's so much electricity in the air. There's so much people. There's just see in energy, the potentials. It's like people can use that for good, or they can use that and then they just overshoot the mark, I guess. I know. I speak from experience. When I say people, I include me. Try not to point at people. Try not to point at people, because when you point at people, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you. You know. So whatever I spot in everybody else and people is what I got in me. That's why I get duped a lot, and I try to freaking see the goodness in people, and I see the goodness, and then I'm not freaking paying attention to their shadow, and I freaking ignore that, and then it bites me in the ass, and then people, we're all full spectrum. We are all capable of doing all things under different whatever circumstances. We're gonna find out more people here pretty quick, or you know. Going to see people acting like rats in a corner. I did have some personal experience I like to report on the crap scene. The crap backs. Is that I got to when I went to that place today. A lady shared with me, because she deals with, I love getting reports from other people too, because this person gets the report, you know, on this and this, and I put it all together, and I get my own knowing. But I don't even need the internet. I can get all this stuff without even research. I just bing. You know? You just feel collective energy. And I'm not even near as psychic as Mom. Mom always knows. Mom always knows. Could never. That's why I always just told on myself when I was a kid. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was going somewhere. Dang it, I was going somewhere.
It'll come to you.
Eventually. When the talk's over. No, I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, I am such an Aries. Look at these brows, man. And this nose. I am so... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I am fire. Oh, that's what it was. The crap scene is that the lady, she was talking about two people that she knows that have had experience with it. And one was a younger kid. I think he had the two Pfizer. I don't know which ones. I don't. And after the second, she said he was like twitching like he had Parkinson's disease. And I'm like, that's what it gets your endocrine system, man. Anyway, it's okay, girl. You nervous or excited? Here's your toy. And then there was another one, somebody else that she knew that got it, and then the guy got a big blood clot in the back of his neck. And these are things that weren't that way before, so. What's the matter? Oh. You're such a good girl. You know you're going to the doctor tomorrow? She's getting her pre-dental, too.
What does she have to have done?
She and Benny have to have their dentals. And then I'm done, because my checking account will be depleted. They're my children. They're all the family I got. Sometimes I get mad at them. Then I'm like, Marge, they're not going to be around forever. You're going to waste your time being mad. I do that. I get mad. I get over stuff. I get over most everything. I might be like, okay, we don't need to know each other no more, but I ain't mad about it. Because me being mad about stuff, it only hurts me. It only makes my freaking organs hurt. It doesn't hurt the people. Ain't nobody has ever cared that I was mad at them in my whole entire life. I am not that significant. So I'm not going to spend time giving people free rent, giving away free rent of other... Yeah, I'm not going to be mad about stuff. I just let stuff go. Kind of thing. I found it works for me. Mostly. But then again, I'm a Hilka. I'm a contrarian, and I contradict myself all the time, so... When more unfolds, right, Ma? Ready to watch some more Longmire?